Elvis Murry, your new neighbor.
Damn. Thank you, bro.
Just up, man. No problem. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes,
You know?
I was so I've known about you for a while now, so next week we got to be out there. But it's cool to finally have you perform on the show and finally get this
I appreciate the opportunity, you know what I mean? And the show, I met a lot of other dope creatives as well, so definitely some new work will be coming from that.
Sure. That's the fun. That's what it's about at the end of the day. I'm new to the area, so all this is new to me, so I'm like a carry store right now.
You've been here like a year now, right?
Yeah. So I'm coming across a lot of new dope ass artists. There's a lot of talent out here.
A lot of dope talent.
There's a lot of
South
talent
Florida.
out here in South Florida.
A lot of dope talent.
So nah, man.
I just feel like if we just, we stick together more, just like probably any other city, but
Nah,
I feel like this dope talent, everybody's not no gangster. So it's like, it's supposed to be easier to work with.
Right, you think.
Yeah. But a lot of egos and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm seeing the growth though, from where it started, from when I first started. I'm seeing the growth where a lot of more people reaching out, showing love, like real love. So
What's your shit?
so yeah.
So this is quick time to do a little introduction. This is Meet the Neighbors, powered by Rendezvous Entertainment Co. It's your boy Green, you and my boy Fats. We do have today Elvis Murry from Broward County.
Block shit.
How you doing today, Elvis?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. I mean, it's July 3rd, day before July 4th.
Mm-hmm.
We've been out here for a couple hours now, drinking, smoking, barbecuing, doing some pre-4th of July festivities. I'm feeling good. Fats, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I don't care about celebrating America, but I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling good.
No comment.
It's all right. That's right. Keep it PC. Elvis Murry. Elvis Murry. Flyest nigga in the world.
Yeah.
That's my song right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate
That's-
it.
That's my song right there. Oh man, where'd you get that idea from? How'd that process start?
Somebody sent me the beat, and pretty much that's the first thing I heard on it. Like how I make my music. Sometimes I'll hear myself on it, like what I would say and stuff like that. So the music sometimes write itself. Sometimes I have to sit in, go in my little cave and everything. But for the most part, that song pretty much wrote itself.
It's like an anthem almost. Like you just heard that song.
Yeah,
It's like
all of that is one take. All of that is one take. Yeah, straight through. I wrote it in my head, like I premeditated it.
Okay.
It wasn't like freestyle, but I premeditated it. Went to the studio. Shout out to HD Studios.
Okay.
Down there in Pompano, holding it down. I've been working with HD for like 2016.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my guy. So shout out to HD. We pretty much knocked it out one take. He sent it back. I put it out, and people was rocking with it. So, and once again, I appreciate y'all for listening. So.
We love that song. We've been bumping that song individually. We've been bumping that song before you came here.
They get dressed to it.
I know our girlfriends like that song, so yeah, that's a banger. It's probably one of my favorite songs from you. We actually were running through your entire catalog while we were waiting for you to get here, so that's definitely one of my favorites. Who is Elvis Murry? Like, where did you kind of where did you start at? Where was the beginning of Elvis Murry as an artist? I know you're from Broward County. If you want to say something like a little bit where you came from, like where in Broward County, your influences, your beginnings.
Elvis Murry, stemming from Broward County, Florida, Sunrise to be exact. Coordinates. Pretty much, I fell in love with hip hop in 2002. When 50 Cent came out, that Wanksta is the first song I ever memorized.
Oh man.
It came out around the time my dad died, and I remember just studying Here Should I Try. I remember this white girl named Kayla had the CD. I remember my dogs had like hijacked the CD, so we was bumping it, and yeah, we pretty much studied the CD and fell in love with hip hop then. Since then I've been writing a little bit, but I took hip hop almost as a culture without even knowing. Like some people just look at it as music. I look at it as like a culture. Like I look at it as like a lifestyle. This isn't what I do. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's in you. So
That's a fact.
pretty much And I went back after that and I studied it. My first Tupac CD, no lie, came from my barbershop. It wasn't none of the new stuff, none of the new remixes. It was strictly for my niggas. Bootleg.
Here you go, find out.
You feel me? So, yeah, I went back and I studied everything like that and started taking hip-hop serious, writing, doing little battles here and there.
Okay.
Coming up to middle school, high school. And I dropped my first official project, I would say, would be 2016 when I dropped Murry, Baby. Some people know it as Volume 1. Pretty much it's a series that I started without even really knowing I started it. I always, like I said, I did my research. When I fell in love with hip-hop, New York was really running the radio, so automatically that's what I was grabbing into.
For sure.
Yeah, so when it comes to like DJ Clue and Volume 1, Volume 2.
Let's go, rest in peace DJ K-Slay.
R.I.P. DJ
Sure,
That
sure.
shit was crazy.
Sure.
But yeah, so pretty much I started saying, what would I do? Like, how can I make my mark on the game with my perspective? And I started looking at shit like what 50 would do. When he came out, 50 Cent as a Future, I'm like, okay, what is this now? I started, trying to scramble up my little homies from around the way and stuff like that, trying to, make a little group. And we started, just recording in the crib for we started off Audacity. There's a program called Audacity where you can like just make like little songs and stuff like that. It's not like no official studio stuff, but it was something to start with practice.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I used that practice and took it to the studio, and the first studio I would say I recorded at was High Studios, and I was brought there, and pretty much I learned how to hone my craft. I started learning how to write in my mind in high school because when you trying to battle and shit like that, you gotta remember your shit. So fuck trying to write it down and then remember it. Let me just remember it off top.
Got you.
So I started remembering it. So that's how I started honing and crafting my first songs. And came out with Volume 1 2016, Murry Baby Volume 1. And since then I've been ripping and running, learning more every day, growing more as an artist, as a businessman, as a brand in itself, you know what I mean? And a lot of the feedback, what I've been hearing from my new music, is like people is really listening to what I'm saying now. It's not just, that shit sounds cool. It's like, nah, they quoting back lines that I wouldn't think they caught. Like on a song called Twinkle 5000, where I'm like, Tony Kilmanolo when it broke my heart. So I'm not thinking nobody's really listening to like the intricacies of what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But yeah, so they really rocking with it now.
Twinkle. That you keep rapping. What is that?
The Twinkle. It's a shine.
Yeah,
it's a shine within you.
Twinkle 5000. When we said that's the brain talking about.
Yeah.
Is that an actual brand? Or that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's not. It's not even about the brand. It's just about the mindset. The mindset. The lifestyle. Like I'm shining even if I don't got a chain on, because I'm me. God made me.
What's up?
There's nobody else ain't nobody can match these fingerprints. So you shine by being who you are, and just honing into who you are, not straying away because of this might be popular, that might be popular, that might get me more views or likes. Nah, do you?
Staying true to yourself.
Staying true to yourself. A lot of people gonna gravitate towards that.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't peak.
Relate to that.
So I heard you talking about staying true to yourself and like having this brand that kind of inspires that whole thing, and you talk about honing your craft. What are some things like being in the rap game now? I know it's easy to like kind of get distracted with like the chains and the flashiness and all the stuff that people think you should be doing. How is something where you kind of like I guess hone your craft as an artist, but also like your mind as well, like kind of like what made you want to just go down that path and focus on those things as opposed to like being flashy and not so much of that aspect?
Because the artists I gravitated to didn't feed into that flim flam shit. That's what I call it, flim flam.
Flim flam.
Yeah, so it's just like they didn't feed into that. It was always them. For instance, I listen to artists who would set the trends, like Max B, for instance. I remember when people was talking about turn that shit off. That shit. Now everybody talking about wavy. Everybody wavy now, huh? Okay, but basically people who started to hone in to who they were as an artist and where they stand in the game, being a staple and not just somebody on the page. Somebody who hold the shit together. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's important. I mean that's like I feel in my opinion like where originality comes from, you know, and originality in my opinion is another one of the most important things probably that artists could have, and developing it is in my opinion another thing like one of the hardest things for an artist to develop because it's so easy to look at online and copy what you see or go down a certain type of trend as opposed to like you know setting your own way, making your own way, and making your own trends. Yeah. So I mean I think I really fuck with that perspective and that mindset that you have for yourself as an artist.
Thank you.
I think in order to even have that mindset as an artist, you gotta have that mindset just as a regular human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the part that gets lost in the sauce of the clout and fame and all that. You know what I'm saying? That you still have to be one with yourself as an individual. When you turn off whatever that is, you still gotta be able to accept yourself.
Exactly. And some people really out here, you know, portraying stuff that's not really them, and it's obvious. And when it's painfully obvious, it's like
yeah, because you gotta keep that up.
You gotta keep that up,
Even
when the camera's not rolling, because in 2022, the cameras is always rolling. You feel me? So
that's a job in itself. That shit
absolutely.
That shit just seems stressful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So being true to yourself is like, not only do you get to be yourself, you get to grow. You get to manifest.
Absolutely.
You get to change certain perspectives that you probably had on certain things because they came with time. It came with wanting
maturity.
to grow too. Yeah.
Maturity for sure.
So it's 4th of July. I mean, it's July 3rd. Sorry, July 4th weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we out here drinking, we vibing. What's some of your favorite 4th of July things to do? You got any plans for tomorrow? What you got in schedule for tomorrow?
You know, I mean, we just gonna, you know, sit back, kick back with the fam, but you know.
No barbecues, no beach, or none of that.
You know, we're gonna eat some food, but we're not really celebrating 4th of July.
You just take the day off.
It's a day off.
Just relax.
It's a day off, so they say.
Another day to go buy some shit.
I was telling someone that I was like 4th of July, like even though like you don't really celebrate or do shit, you know, even like it's like one of them days like yo, I do not want to work today. Like I'm not trying to go to the job.
I just think as we get older and shit, all that shit don't hit like it used to when we was a kid. We was looking forward to it. Now it's like I gotta go to work.
Fireworks is cool.
4th of July.
Fireworks is cool to see the.
That's it.
That's cool, but
you know, now you buying them yourselves and y'all doing them in the middle of the street. I'm saying fuck it.
Fuck it,
man.
But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? As long as you get to kick it with the people you love, I think that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Another day to kick it with people that you love.
Perspective.
Perspective, man. That's all it's about.
That's what life's about.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective. What was the day that you was like, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna go go ahead and turn this into a business and take this seriously and really go hard and to become who you are right now as you go on your path?
I'll say November 25th, 2016, when I dropped that first project, Murry Baby Volume 1. That was really my perspective all up until that time. That shit was, not to call it an album, that should be damn near an album. Like, you can listen to it and be like, okay, I remember, especially people from around the way, you know, listen to it like, oh, I remember this, I remember that, oh, I remember you talking about this, that. So, basically, it was my life up until that time. But yeah, well, I kind of got.
No, that was the day you was like, all right, I can do this shit.
Yeah, that was the day.
Take this serious. This ain't for play.
You talk about, you know, you have homies that you came up with. I know you mentioned OPPI. Like, is that a clique? Is that a group of rappers? Is that a record label? Is that all of it, everything? Like, what is that?
It's a network. It's a home base for people who's basically is trying to push their shit, not trying to do none of that flam shit like we was talking about earlier.
Flam.
Not trying to do all that shit. And I got that. I'm not gonna lie. I got that word flam from Quilly. He from Philly.
Okay.
From Quilly.
Shout out Philly.
Yeah, shout out to Philly, but they're not doing none of that shit. Basically, just doing them and wanted to network, wanted to grow as an artist. I'm all about the music. You know, people be trying to, you know, of course, like if you're cool people, we're gonna kick it, but like it's about the music, it's about the word. Let's do something positive that hasn't been done before. Let's put our staple in the game, not just be somebody on the pitch.
What does OPPI stand for?
optimistic people pursuing income. So if you OPP, you're obviously a pessimistic person. So it's just the way I view things. PPI really started from Oakland Park and Pine Island. That's where we're from. That's like I wouldn't even say that. I would just,
that's your hood. That's your set. That's your
that's where we grew up at. You know what I mean? We really didn't even have to leave the block for real. We had a Chinese store. We had a clothing store. We had a Dixie.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You feel me? Exactly. You really didn't have to leave, so it became like a lifestyle just to be out there. Like, yo, what you want today? We gonna link up. We gonna get a tree from so and so, and we finna roll up and we finna plot what we finna do for the day.
Did you go to Piper?
Yeah, I did. Shout out to Piper, all the alumni. Yeah.
So is there artists in OPPI, or is it more just like you kind of push yourself, or is there other artists in there? Or is there producers in there? Is there anything that has to do with music, or just more of just a lifestyle?
No. It's definitely a place where you can come get your shit off. Like if you do podcasts, you can be on some block shit. If you do music, you can be on some block shit.
What's block shit? You mentioned block shit a couple times. What's block shit?
This is block shit. Like
just block shit.
Just block shit, bro. You hold it down. You hold it down for your block. Like for instance, if somebody came up to you and was like, "Yo, bro, you remember bro from back in the day?" And somebody who don't know nothing about nothing, not from your area, they tell me, "What you talking about?" You go, "Oh, no, some block shit." Basically, some shit so deep you can't think, you can't sink your feet in.
You don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, you won't touch it. Just like, this is some block shit. Like, yeah, it's not. It's not even worth talking about.
Okay. Block shit.
I mean? Block shit. You know what I mean? It's like saying no comment.
That's like pleading the fifth.
Block shit. Yeah, you can't.
I'm about to start saying that.
That's why PPI is like.
Why were you late today?
Block shit.
That's why PPI is like, it's a home. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a base where people can really.
Community.
It's a community, a real community.
And we need community.
Yeah.
As a people.
Yeah.
But I dig that. And if anything gonna bring anybody together, it's music. I think that's the universal language across the whole world. It brings all different types of life and races and color, all that shit together. You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, bro. OPPI. OPPI.
It's a mindset. Of course, it's a lifestyle. But, you know what I mean? Just like hip hop is what you do, like how you move every day. Let's get into it. Whether you sing, rap, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in affiliate marketing, whether you work a 9 to 5, you do it. You do it, and do it to the best of your ability, and shine. That's where that twinkle shit come in. Like no matter what you're doing, you can shine. You see what I'm saying? Like there's special people in the world. Everybody's special. Everybody's special. You just gotta tap into what makes you special. And love that. Even if it's not something that you would think, oh no, I don't want that to make me special. Nah. God said that's why you're special. You know what I mean? It's back to the within. Almost on some like God body shit.
Speaking of God, I'm hearing there's a lot of there's been more references of God in rap more than ever. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but how do you feel about that? You speak highly of it. You've been referencing God pretty much a lot, frequently since we've been talking. You know, how important is God to you?
Extremely important.
That you do.
Extremely important. Extremely important. When you about to take the craziest of L's, and something says, "Oh nah, I got you. Come out shining." That's God right there. You woke up this morning. That's God right there.
Do you think it's important for artists to be transparent about their religion in their music? Or do you think it's something that more
people scared of?
Or is it just whatever your personal choice is?
It's not even a religion that I'm like pushing. I'm just pushing like spirituality.
So I guess better. So you think it's important for like if you're spiritual art person, so you display it in your music, or do you like it when people display their music, or do you not care either way from artist?
As long as if that person is doing it, they're doing it because that's what they want to do, not because they're trying to make money off it. I feel that's fucked up.
You think Kanye would just try Big Buddy on gospel music? Or you think that's really what he was about?
There's two answers I have to that. I have
Save for the.
I have an answer like perhaps because this nigga Kanye has done what the fuck he wanted to do, and then I have no comment because I don't really know.
Respect.
So it's probably.
It was only a matter of time. Because I felt like the life of Pablo was kind of like a.
It was more spiritual than everything else.
Yeah, like an introduction without a.
It was more spiritual than anything else that he's put out in a while.
And then after the life of Pablo, then that's when he kind of just went full fledged. But now he's back on shit. Because he hopped on that new Cardi B record.
Which one?
Cardi B just dropped a record. It's her, Cardi B. It's Cardi B.
See, Nicki just called him
Kanye, and somebody else.
And Nicki was just at Wireless. She was playing Monster.
Did you call Kanye a clown?
And she said we don't fuck with. Well, she didn't say Kanye's a clown, but she's playing. They're playing Monster. And she like cut the record, and then she just like we don't fuck with clowns.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's like a shot at.
Did he ever say anything like crazy about it?
That's that behind the scenes industry.
Hey,
I don't even know.
Black shit.
Black.
I could only imagine that there's probably like she fucks with Drake.
None of my business.
Yeah, it's block shit for real, block shit.
None of my
She
business.
fucks with she's Young Money, whatever Young Money is now, but she fucks with
Drake
Wayne
ain't
and
no
Drake.
money no more.
I know there isn't, but I mean, they still have it. They're still a clique, but I mean they still have whatever they started
They still
with.
got respect.
But I'm sure if Drake wasn't fucking with him, it's my theory. If Drake wasn't fucking with him to that extent, I'm sure it trickles down to like others in the camp.
But he fuck with
I thought they squashed it because didn't they go on tour or something like that? They did a
They
show.
squash it, but it doesn't mean it's Nicki.
Who knows?
Block shit.
There could be some shit between Nicki and Kanye. I mean, I don't know.
On another note, shout out to Nicki though, because she just signed a Baltimore artist by the name of Tay Cobain. So yeah,
I ain't know that.
Yeah, that shit hard, right?
Damn.
So yeah,
Tape been around for a minute too.
Shout out to that. I just want to put that out there.
Are you know him personally?
In the same realms. I don't know him personally, but we've been in the same realms. We've crossed paths.
Same scene.
But
You just happen to see a young brother get
absolutely
opportunity.
from where I'm from, and he's done a lot for the city, and he's put on, and he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Hell yeah.
What's your take on independent versus getting signed versus, I guess, 'cause I feel like there's a difference too between getting signed to like an artist and getting signed to like a major object. There's obviously a difference. Do you have a preference on what you want to deal with the nature? We just seen two Falcons.
Yeah,
Falcons in the backyard.
Block shit.
Whole lot of block shit.
Whole lot of block shit going on.
Block shit. Funny story about that. I had a homie that come down from Boston, and we were in my friend's backyard at his crib. We were fishing, and like it was mad. It was Florida during the day. Birds out chirping. There's iguanas. There's a bunch of shit out there. Regular Florida shit. And he's like, yo, it's just like fucking National Geographic out here, bro. I'm from Boston. I live in the city. I don't ever see no fucking animals. We got fresh water out here.
Listen.
All this shit. Whatever that was.
Block shit. Block shit going on.
So what's your idea of like what, I mean, do you have a preference on, do you have a career plan that you want to follow, or like a preference of what you think of like staying independent, signing to someone? Would you sign to an artist like Nicki Minaj, knowing that, because I feel like a lot of artists that sign for big artists like that don't really ever pan out to us, whatever you want to call panning out successfully. I feel like they always end up being like under that artist. They never end up being their own. They do. I mean, they have the weekends. You have people that come from, Don Toliver's doing his thing on the Travis Scott. Like there's a bunch of instances. But to base the question down, I feel like a lot of times when people sign under an artist, it don't really career suicide.
No, I feel that.
I believe everybody's answer would be, to be independent, but you gotta also understand that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
So if everything is right, you can own your masters or something of that nature where you can benefit as well financially, other than just the name. Then I think you should go for it. And also, it's the artist that you quote unquote sign under, because if that artist got to talk to too many people,
right?
You know what I mean?
Talk to too many people.
You know what I mean? So as far as if the business is straight and you'll come out better than you were before you sign, then off rip and do it. Some people will take any deal just for the opportunity. Oh, that's not fire.
Oh, the birds.
Yeah. basically it's the opportunity. It's the opportunity. If the paperwork is right, you get a chance to
Nah, it's facts.
to own your shit at the end of the day, or even if it's a one-off. I believe in one-offs and two-offs and shit like that, where you just basically sign.
2 songs, 1 song, 2 songs.
Yeah,
one project.
or probably 2 projects or something like that.
Right.
Just to get your name out there, and then when you come
Or
off
distribution, you know.
Right,
exactly. When you come off the label, I believe Jim Jones. People need to study Jim Jones' career, because if you think about it, he wasn't signed to Def Jam, nothing like that. He was signed to Koch.
Yep.
Koch is basically independent.
Yeah.
Koch is basically Empire.
Yep.
If you're being honest, so he knew that the Dipset name, who was affiliated with Def Jam and all that, that would bring the traction. When he screaming out Dipset,
all the contract shit, he signed to all them.
but he signed to Koch.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's still releasing projects now. He's released like 2 projects in the past 2 years, right?
His hustle is impeccable.
Releasing
Yeah, he got his own shit now.
the Vampire Life and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He got
shout
all
out to
of it.
Jim Jones.
Yeah,
You
he
know
got
what I mean?
all of it.
But yeah,
We live, we learn.
yeah.
Boy.
We fly high.
No lie.
You know what it is.
Ballin'.
RP Stat Bundles,
Oh,
Free Max
man.
B. Yeah,
Free
Stat
Max
Bundles.
B.
Stat Bundles is another artist that I really study, like coming up. Like he was really on his shit. Like
Yeah, you have a very, very big New York influence.
Yeah.
Or at least up north influence. But
Yeah.
you're
my location is South
down
Florida.
south.
Yeah, so basically, when I fell in love with hip hop, New York was running the radio.
Okay.
2002? 2002,
Right.
2003. You got to
50
think,
Cent.
Ja Rule was popping.
Yeah,
Ja
yes,
Rule,
yeah,
Ja Rule,
Ja
Fat
Rule's
Joe,
one of my favorite rappers ever.
Rockefeller,
Yeah.
all them up north artists, and even artists that was from down south. They were shooting videos in New York.
Yep.
If you really think about it. But now everybody's down south because of the strip clubs and everything. Shit changes. But when I first fell in love with hip hop, that's what I gravitated towards. So my initial introduction to hip hop is what I studied first. So I studied the going back to Jay-Z's and the Big L's and the people of that nature. And AZ's first album is a fucking diamond. I don't think nobody people know that.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, AZ, I be listening to Wu-Tang and all that. So when a lot of artists make references to certain shit, I already know.
Yeah.
I'm a real student of this shit. You know what
You
I
say
mean?
student a lot. Like, what is that? Like, I know I can't put the whole process into one. Like, I'm sure you can't put the process into one statement. But like, what does that involve when you say you study an artist? Is that you just listen to their album front to back, them and their lyrics? Is that you studying their style? Is that you
understand why
cadences,
people love the artist. You start to understand why they love the artist.
nuances?
Yes.
Why they like them? Okay.
Like I said, they become staples in the game rather than just somebody on the page. You know what I mean? You hold this shit together like the first of your kind, basically.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, artists such as Lil Wayne, there's a lot of artists that you would say, oh, it comes straight from Lil Wayne's tree. There's artists, some people say Pop Smoke sounded more like 50 Cent.
50,
for sure.
50 is a perfect example as your favorite rapper. I think 50,
Yeah.
I can remember 50 is I think one of them artists where I was like old enough to kind of really look past the music and see like, all right, there's a lot much more going on. Even though I was only 13, whatever, I don't remember how old I was, but like I could remember thinking about it and thinking deeper about it. Like, okay, there's much more going on than just his music being good. Like, I like the way he dresses, like the way he sounds, just the way he talks.
Being
You know,
relatable.
like being, is that even? I
That's
wouldn't
the
even
twin
say relatable is a
something
good
that
word,
you
but
can
I
aspire
couldn't
to
personally
be.
relate to 50 Cent. But like,
You can
it was
aspire to
still
be
able
like
to
it.
be like, wow, this is why he's
Yeah.
fucking cool. I remember 50 Cent performing PIM, doing his MTV award show. He had PIMP, he had bitches out there, had girls out there and everything. Like, my mom was wild. I was a kid, so my mom was already monitoring like, what time I'm going to sleep type shit. She's like, what are you watching? I'm like, this is 50 Cent. She already knew who 50 Cent was, but she listened to the radio. She was already in tune, but like,
Yeah.
she's like, I can tell she didn't want me watching that shit, but she knew how much I liked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it was like,
watch
she let me watch it. She let me rock. But I remember watching that shit and her being like, I remember like when Ludacris dropped like what's your fantasy shit, like song like that. Like, certain songs my mom would not let me listen to. You know what I mean?
But wow.
Yeah, but going back to it was like being that young, I remember realizing like, like why people like these people, and this is what you're talking about, like nuances,
Yeah.
certain things like from the way they rap, the way they talk, the
And
way
understanding why they hold so much reverence. Like me, artists, when I grew up bumping, you know, mostly up north shit. So by the time people gravitated towards Max B, he was already locked up, type shit. So now I grew up, everybody bumping Gucci, Everybody bumping OJ the Juice, man. Everybody bumping, you know, of course, people that was bumping Iceberg and things like that. So,
Iceberg days.
So pretty much, I say Broward County is a place where you can pretty much meet all types of different genres of music, because you got the rockers, you got the stoners, you got the hustlers, you got the gangsters, you got the fashion people, you know.
So get right back to it. Meet the neighbors. Rendezvous Entertainment Co. We got our boy Elvis Murry here. We took a little intermission.
I'm the fire.
Talk about Netflix, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character in Stranger Things?
Right now, Sam. And if you watch the last episode, you gonna understand why. But right now, Sam is my favorite character.
Which one's Sam?
The ginger.
Curly hair? Or the girl?
The girl.
No, the
Max.
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 Oh,
Max.
Damn.
I was like, damn, they introduced a new character. Look, I'm on season 3.
My bad.
So y'all watched the finale already, though, right?
She had big sex. She look like a sex.
Yeah, she could be a sinner. She could pass for a sinner. You already watched season finale. We were talking about that off camera.
Yeah.
Y'all like how it ended? Without telling me too much. I haven't watched it yet.
Honestly, it's not enough for me.
No?
It's not enough.
I feel like it's a hard show to end. Like, how do you end that show? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it can go on forever. Just keep making new villains and shit like that.
There you go.
When you watch the last episode, you're gonna understand, like, wait, what's this?
There you go.
Quote unquote, so and so.
I know there's a new villain or some type of shit because I already seen previews in season 4. Right?
Was it though?
I don't know. I guess it's not. I guess it's the same. Still the same person.
I don't know. You gotta watch it to understand.
Nigga,
Hey, try to spoil it. I respect it.
Some block shit.
What similar Netflix shit? What similar Netflix shit?
Block shit going on.
I be watching like documentaries and shit like that.
Documentaries. I watch a lot of documentaries to go to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. Like whenever I'm trying to go to sleep, I put a documentary on and I just kind of.
I feel you though. I feel you because like it be like I don't know.
I do enjoy them. I watch them while I'm awake. I'll rewatch them, but a lot of times I watch them to like. I was watching some animal shit to go to sleep like for the past like 2 months, like animal documentaries.
Did you
go to sleep.
Did you see Judas and the Black Messiah?
Oh yeah.
That's on Netflix.
I've seen it a couple times.
Yeah, I watched that one.
That's on Netflix?
No, it's on HBO. HBO.
How you feel about that?
Yeah. How I felt about the movie?
Yeah.
I feel like it really. I mean, some parts may not be as real as others, but it basically showcased what really happened for real. Like it really, like this man was 21 years old, young man.
He was still a kid,
and he was really doing it from the love of his heart. Like
for everybody though, not
like
just black people.
Like for everybody. If you
think
about it.
Nah, it was a dude by the name of Fred Hampton, man. And he had
Chairman Fred Hampton.
Pretty much the Rainbow Coalition. He was bringing everybody together. Anybody that was oppressed. He was letting y'all, letting them know that oppression has no color. Spanish, white, whatever. You know, and the power of the people. Only we can come together to overturn and overcome and change all the things we want to change. But we have to work together, no matter the race or the color or the creed. We've been programmed and conditioned for a very long time now, and it's going to take a lot to kind of get to that. Or
based on a true story?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Put that man in his sleep, in his bed, laying next to his pregnant wife.
Drugged him because they knew if he was able to get up, it would have been a different story. But
they had somebody from work on the inside.
How they always do.
Always. And we drugged him. And we raided the crib.
Jagger Hoover. You know the first marked black man I feel like in America was Marcus Garvey. Cause that's where the whole agency came from. What's that agency called again? It's slipping my mind.
CIA?
No, not the CIA, but FBI. The Pro.
Yeah, you talking about?
J. Edgar Hoover. He created a certain faction of the FBI to basically take down any black man who would be, quote unquote, their Jesus or their savior, who would be basically the leader.
Mm-hmm.
So he started that based off of Marcus Garvey. So it really started all the way back down.
And it explains
all the way down.
They harassed James Baldwin.
Bro, they harass everybody who got a voice in it.
Man.
Co-intelligence pro.
That was the name of it?
That's the name of it?
Yeah, Co-Intelligence.
As a black man, what you do, I think you kind of touched on it, but just as a black man, do you feel like there's a responsibility to set a certain type of example for your people as you move out here?
I believe in action rather than lip service.
Respect.
So I just let the action speak for himself. But yeah, I believe like you have to be the head of your household first of all before you can be the head of somebody else in somebody else's household. So once you become a man, you understand how to lead, and you know understand principles that you can't bend on, opportunities that you have to take because you got people to feed and things of that nature. You're gonna understand a little bit more of the powerful men that were before you. You're gonna take those examples and try to watch out for their mistakes and things of that nature. So, yeah.
With that being said, what's as you've been on your journey, what's been the best piece of advice you might have been given as you've been on your journey, whether as an artist or just as a human being out here?
If you wait for the right time, you'll be waiting forever.
That's good.
That shit stuck with me. That's why I feel like I feel like I'm always on go now. Sometimes I have to sit back and be like, whoa, I can't take on so much right
you find
now.
yourself saying that to yourself in your head a lot?
Oh my gosh, I can't really relax like that. I can't really relax. Like I feel like there's always something to learn. There's always something to do. There's always something to promote. Like we're entrepreneurs in this. You know what I mean? I'm not signed to a label or nothing like that. So we have to really push at the grind in everyday life. You know what I mean? Especially to make the world what you want to. Because the universe is water. It wants you to swim. You just got to learn how to swim. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Shit.
What's coming up for Elvis Murry?
Yeah, and after that, what's coming up next in music? What can people expect from you?
Team is doing a lot of stuff with Trash.
Yeah.
Trash Mag?
Yeah. Shout out to Trash Mag.
Trash Mag.
Shout out to Trash Mag, their whole staff, dope, down to earth, cool people. We just dropped the video for Camera Shot, which came off my latest EP, The Star You Are. And what's gonna follow up with this is Son of Elvis. S-U-N. Nah.
You sound like one.
I call you son because you sound like one. S-U-N, Son of Elvis. You know what I mean? Because when you listen to it, you're going to understand a little bit more what it is to the twinkle.
How'd you think of that? How'd you come up with that name?
Oh, what you mean?
Elvis Murry, or is that your name? Like,
Nah. Elvis was my dad's name.
Wow.
And when he died in 2002, the same year I fell in love with hip hop, I decided to take his name, like almost like rap for it type thing. Murry came from Money in a Hurry, so you can ask people back in 2006. I've been Elvis Murry. Like I never went through name changes or nothing like that. Although my first rap name was Lil Exhibit. Lil Exhibit, because he had this song called Multiply. We multiply. We can.
I remember
that shit was hard, so I was like, fuck it, I'm Lil Exhibit. And then after my dad died, like, I kind of, you know what I mean, I started to gravitate towards making my own identity and things of that nature. So that's what Elvis, and he got his name because my grandmother basically had a bet with her friends, like whoever had a boyfriend, they would name him Elvis, because that's what was popping at the time.
Crazy.
So
Son of Elvis, that's dope.
Yeah.
The album we got coming up for sure. Any performances or anything coming up soon?
A couple in the works, but right now we just trying to build and continue to promote The Star You Are, which is out now on Apple Music. You want it on Tidal? We got you. You want it on Spotify? We got you. You want it on Amazon?
We got you.
We got you. So it's just like anywhere you really want to get it. And I worked with some dope producers, Corey Feenan, a young producer coming out of South Florida. So please be expecting more from him. Buddha Tech, he produced Twinkle 5000, which is one of my favorite records on the whole joint. And yeah, we got produced by Mix. I met him through IG, networking and stuff like that. So, Shout out to every producer who I work with. Shout out to all the dope artists. Last Chance, who's on. Sean Like One.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's based out of Brooklyn, New York, but you know, just through networking and wanted to expand my sound and wanted to basically just twinkle.
Shine like the sun.
That's what it is. Meet the neighbors. My boy Elvis Murray.
Yeah.
It was good sitting down and talking to you, brother.
Elvis Murry. Flyest nigga in the world.
Sir.
Appreciate it.
Every day,
So
bro.
everybody they can find you on social media real quick.
At Elvis Murray, ELVISMURRY. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, IG, wherever. We got you.
Got you. Rendezvous Entertainment Co. Meet the neighbors. We out.
Block shit.
Block
shit. Block shit.
Block shit.
Big block shit.
So Elvis, you got a new song called Cherish,
Yeah.
produced by, you said it was Mitz, produced by Mitz.
Yeah.
And this is off your new project.
Yeah.
Cool.
Story you are.
All right, cool. So we gonna get into the new record. It's off your new project. It's Cherish, produced by Mitz, by Elvis Murray.
This is for the black nigga, we gon' get it. This is for the black nigga, we gon' get it. This is for the black nigga, we gon' get it. Last take right here too. Nigga, we gon' get it. This is for the black nigga, we gon' get it. This is for the black nigga, we gon' get it. OPPI forever, starving it together. The only southern nigga could have been on Rockefeller. Diamonds on forever, but what do you cherish? Behind every plan is a bag or a lesson. Behind every smile is a mask for depression. Niggas got way more excuses than suggestions. No one else to call, cried out to the heavens. Keeping it 100, only had about 7. You wanna rob the plug? I'd rather be connected. Something's in the water and the feeling is electric. But what do you cherish? Can you answer my question? Follow that road, do you know where you destined? Life is a beach, no water, it's a desert. Can you quench your thirst with the things that you cherish? Would you want the fame or would you just want the beverage? Reality done hit and it's not what you expected, nigga.
Again, this is Elvis Murray, Cherish, off his new album.